Hi, my name is Rima. I'm a fiber artist who works with used denim. I'm going to show how to make denim flower like this one that I'm wearing right now. I started making them in Indiana, Pennsylvania last summer when I was there with Spruce Arts Residency. I was making the 18th century style denim dress and also soft sculpture of the hairstyle, the very poppy one like the Marie Antoinette was wearing. Um, and I needed some flowers to decorate them, so I started making the flowers. And it became one of my favorite techniques that I constantly come back to. And it's very easy too, so I'm going to show how to do that. I'm going to make a rose like this that goes light to dark outwards. We need a jeans that's already used and you don't need anymore. We just need a pocket and the fabric around it. The color of the jeans is gonna be inside of the flower and the outside dark part is actually under the pocket. And we need a pair of scissors. You need a needle. Make sure the hole's not too big. And a thread. And we need a fabric glue. And fabric tag is an excellent glue that I really recommend because the consistency is really great for this project. And a razor, make sure it's really sharp. That's all we need. The first step is to remove the pocket with a razor. You just insert the razor between the layer and just start cutting the thread. Just a small motion. You just go around the whole pocket. Just be careful with the razor because it's very sharp. You can see me wearing band-aid, but I didn't do this during this process. The corner of the pocket might be a little difficult to go through, but if you make a hole, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using that area. Now you can see the inside of the pocket is really darker than outside, and that's going to give a really nice dramatic gradation to the rose. Now we have a material to work with. Let me show you how to make a knot. First insert the thread through the needle, and this is going to be double thread, meaning that two threads are going to be stitched together. And you might want to make your finger wet so you can hold those two ends together better, and put that around your point finger and hold it, and then roll it backwards, and take your middle finger and pinch the wad of the thread and pull it. Now you have the knot. We are going to cut this circle and it's going to be the core of the rose. So here is the cut version. We're just going to hold this and fold the right edge up like that and then down like that and then just roll it. The way it's folded, it's going to be core, like a base of it. And you take the thread, the needle that you prepared earlier, and you're just going to stitch there maybe 2-3 times, just like that. And then we have to finish this with a knot so it won't come undone. So you hold the needle there and put thread 3 times and pinch the wad of thread with finger and then pull the needle through and this knot to hold the thread together. Let me show you another process of making a knot. This is going to be a little easier, but I think the earlier process was actually more secure. So at the end of the stitching, instead of making knot, we're going to cut the thread, leave like 1.5 inches, and then open the 2 threads and just tie them. Just like you tie presents and stuff, just tie. And then you might want to make 2 ties at least, and maybe more, so you'll be secure. And then once it's tied, you can just cut the thread shoulder so it won't be hanging too long. We are going to cut these petals on diagonal line, which is called bias. And here is a cut piece, and then we're going to stitch the bottom straight edge. Just a simple basting stitch. Go down and come out, go down and come out, go down and come out, and maybe 1/4 of an inch interval would be great. So you just go up and down until the end. When you get to the end, you step in the thread gently so you won't break the fabric or thread. Once it gets to be pretty flat, you can see the knot holding the end, and now you're going to pull more. And that's creating gathers, and that's going to give a nice three-dimensionality to the flower. So you kind of move together around and distribute them evenly. And at the end, you're going to make a knot again. Now, this is ready to be attached to the cord that we made earlier. Looking more like a flower. We're just going to glue this to the cord. I use a fabric tack. We're just going to just dab the glue onto the edge, on top of the thread, just evenly, not too much. Then take the core out and place it, and just roll the petals around the core. Now we are going to put more petals. These are actually same color as the core and the diagonal petals. So we just cut 2 petals like that and dab the glue on the edge and just glue them. You want to put the petal where the petals are kind of missing, so you just kind of pick a place and put that, and you kind of want to give a squeeze. So every time you put the petal, you just kind of squeeze it. The next step is to make the petals in transitional shades. So we are going to use Top of Pocket because it has a nice gradation. I have a 3 petals cut, but if you can cut more, that's fine. And it's going to be just the same process. You dab the glue in each petal, and you're just going to place those onto the flower that you're making. Now the dark petals, they're coming from the bottom of the pocket right there, because that's usually the darkest part. So you can cut maybe 3, 4, how many ever you can cut, and again, same thing. Voila! If you want, you can cut leaves and glue them to the flower. Finished roses can be sewn onto the ribbon to be a choker, or can be glued to a pin base and become a brooch or decoration for cat. Or you can make many roses and make them into wreaths. I was working on this project behind me when I was approached to make a workshop video. This is called Rebirth. I cut the fabric off from the used jeans and made denim flowers. I left out seam and inseam to be a vine for the roses, which represents rebirth, resurrection, renewal, and recycling. I think it's sad that we go through clothing so quickly. I started to work with jeans because old used jeans are cheap and available, but all the flows as a jeans to wear are great characters for me to work with, such as frayed edges, gradation occurred from wear and heavy washing, and of course the imprint the pocket makes. I start looking at the used jeans as a material for my art. I'm hoping sharing what I do with people would inspire them to look at their garbages differently, so maybe we can minimize the waste. Thank you, Pennsylvania Rural Art Alliance and Pennsylvania Council on the Arts, and of course Spruce Art Residency, for letting me share what I do. It's been actually very fun and educational for me to make this video, and thank you so much for watching.